Hello guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the Party Rogue playthrough. I am going to be having to redo the part if you saw in the last part of the last episode, I did have to reload because one of the spells that was cast on me by this stupid lady here made me kill a random tavern wench. So I'm having to do that again, which is not ideal, and I'm hoping she doesn't do it again. I think she casts a spell, but I think I have a saving roll on it. I think I just interrupt the spell, something like that. One thing I want to know is, if you've seen the last episode, what have you been doing recently in regards to Baldur's Gate Dungeons and Dragons? Hopefully my playthroughs have inspired you to play some either Dungeons and Dragons or Baldur's Gate. And if you have, what have you been playing? I do highly recommend picking up Baldur's Gate, just because I think it would be obviously it's cheap at the moment. It's like £7 or $7 depending on where you are in the world. I'm England, so we say it's quid, pound, whatever. But yeah, honestly, I'd recommend picking it up. I think you can actually get it for free somewhere. I don't know. I paid for my games because I can. I don't endorse pirating, even though I've always wanted to be a pirate. One of the ideas I've got for a playthrough is doing a swashbuckler, and that might be good fun to do. Do it as a dual class as well. Be a swashbuckler solo character. But no, it was it was good fun to play Baldur's Gate again. Just having so in the last episode, I was talking about one of the characters, a guy who. So there was a YouTube video who Chris Perkins was DMing with R.A. Salvatore, and I was talking about a character who, one of the guys who I was a huge fan of. Have looked him up. His name was Ed Greenwood. Honestly, I absolutely love him. I was extremely embarrassed I forgot his name, because genuinely, R.A. Salvatore and Ed Greenwood are two of my favourite writers, and I cannot believe I forgot one of my favourite writers' names. I have an absolute huge love for writing. I'd love to be a writer one day myself. I do a lot of writing at the moment, just haven't got anything published. Confidence isn't overall the best thing when it comes to. So I don't know if everyone else has got the same thing, but when you have a passion for something, I don't know if you guys are like the same. Let me know if you are. But if you've got a true passion for something that you really, really love and love doing, but you're also worried that, because you think you're good at it. I mean, I think I'm good at writing. I think I've got a bit of a knack for it. But I'm worried that if I show someone my writing and they're going to look at it and be like, oh, that's rubbish. That's the, that little bit of fear, or that's the bit I worry about a little bit. So I don't know if you've got the same thing as that. That's what I'm like. But well, yeah, so my favourite writers in life would be Tolkien, naturally, purely for the fact that Lord of the Rings is incredible. I'm writing myself at the moment. I'm writing a little something, and what I'm writing is based on pretty much Lord of the Rings. It isn't Lord of the Rings, but heavily influenced by Lord of the Rings. So, following the same steps that Tolkien once took to create everything that he did. Obviously, another one of my favourite writers is Lloyd Alexander. Now, if you haven't checked out or heard of Lloyd Alexander, he wrote the series known as The Black Cauldron. The first book was called The Book of Free. Second book was The Black Cauldron, and there was a lot more books after that. Black Cauldron, I think, was the most popular out of the book. Actually, I don't know, because the first one, so The Book of Free, was actually turned into a Disney film. The Disney film that no one talks about. It wasn't yeah, it was a disappointment to say the least. Basically, the book is incredible. The film never did it justice. The people who created the film took a lot of the stuff out of the book. So they kept in certain things, and they completely changed the storyline. So like the characters were all the same. They obviously had Gurgi in it, but they changed pretty much most of it, and it just wasn't the same. Now, growing up, it's like a book that's from like the 1970s. I grew up reading that book a lot, and it was good fun to read. It was one of the best books ever. And then I started reading it back in college. I didn't realise I had read it before when I read it in college. But no, it was... Yeah, it's one of the better books I've read in my life. And then obviously a lot of stuff written by R.A. Salvatore, Ed Greenwood. Obviously Ed Greenwood was the one who created Forgotten Realms, and R.A. Salvatore helped, write a lot of the Forgotten Realms stuff as well. And I think because R.A. Salvatore was the one who created Drizzt, and obviously he's a fan favourite character as well, and he's also features in Baldur's Gate, and who we actually meet, I think, in this playthrough. I think we meet him. I know we've already met him as the Drow Ranger. I don't know if that video's been out yet. I can't remember. I've got a brain like a sieve. I retain information like a basket full of holes, and pouring water into it just seeps out quicker than you can pour water into it. Yeah. But Drizzt's actually in it, and he's also in the second game, in Shadow of Harm. Now, you can actually kill Drizzt if you want. I don't, because why should I? But Drizzt was one of the main reasons I wanted to play Drow Ranger as a solo character, because Drizzt is a very interesting character in general, because obviously he's a Drow. His race is untrusted. People despise, surface dwellers despise Drows. Elves hate Drows in general, like the surface elves. And Drizzt has spent the past 50 years making surface dwellers trust him, because he's a hero. He's a huge hero, and everyone across obviously the world loves him. But only because of his actions and him spending the past 50 years to make people love him. Obviously, I absolutely love him. He's brilliant. One thing here, I wanted to see if you can heal the cow. No, you can't heal cows apparently. Nope. Healing. You can target it and cast a spell on it. It doesn't actually do anything. But yeah, Drizzt was one of the main reasons I wanted to play my Drow character, because I could have played a Drow character and role-played it as a typical Drow, and that would have been evil, murder everything, trust no one sort of thing. Like if you typical Baloth or Viconia style character, Viconia's like quite cold. She doesn't care about anyone. Baloth's just absolutely insane. I love Baloth. He's so witty and funny. And I think he's got a great, the voice actor who did him is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. He's one of my favourite characters in the first Baldur's Gate game, and he's actually in Siege Dragonspear as well. So, just overall, it's hilarious. But, yeah. Well, what are we talking about? We're talking about Drizzt and Drow, yeah. So obviously in the playthrough you noticed I'm a good guy. I'm playing as a chaotic good Robin Hood style character. Now, one of the comments, an amazing subscriber who has been commenting on all my videos, was talking about why was Drow a fallen ranger. Now, the mechanics of Baldur's Gate is if your reputation becomes too low, you get called a fallen ranger. So, because obviously I was role-playing from a Drow's perspective, I set my reputation to like 5 or 6. And then, because I was thinking, like Drizzt, I've got to work my way up to try and get all of that rep, to try and get people to like me. Also, the reason I've got 3 charisma is because even I could be like the most charming person in the world, like Baloth, but people will still hate me, and people will still be like, nope, don't want anything to do with you. So that's why I set my charisma to 3. And then the rest of it is just, change my race in the game files to drow, and then did that. But yeah, I wanted to have like a Robin Hood style character, archer, based on Drow Ranger from Warcraft, and then play as the good character, because in Warcraft, Drow Ranger is actually a good guy. Good woman, should I say. She is a good person. She protects travellers and merchants and stuff like that, who travel the paths around her area, because she obviously lives in the woods and stuff, like most rangers do. So she protects them, and helps out a lot. I wanted to do the same sort of thing. Obviously I'm only playing through first Baldur's Gate game with her, because I feel like it'd be a bit strange to go into Baldur's Gate 2 when you have more of the Baal storyline coming up. It just wouldn't work out. But I am thinking of putting other characters. I'm actually thinking of doing some 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons characters in Baldur's Gate. Might be actually looking at doing some mods as well. I know I've got one mod installed for Baldur's Gate 2, and that is a follower mod. It looks very interesting. I've never used it. I've never played it. There's a mod called Sir Nathaniel, I think it is, and he's a fully voiced character, and I cannot wait to use him. Hence why I do want to get this Sorcerer party playthrough done. I'm tempted on missing Siege of Dragonspear as the Sorcerer character and just going into Shadow of Arm straight away. But fear not, I will still do Siege of Dragonspear. I just have an idea of what character I want to do it as, and I kind of want to do it as a Skald, as a Bard. But I know I've said in one of the previous videos, I do feel like it would be a bit of a boring playthrough, just because my main character will just be standing in the centre of the battlefield singing, while all of the other characters are doing work. Kind of just doesn't really do much. But, I feel like a Skald Bard would be pretty cool to play with, and I've never done a Bard playthrough. I think I may have tried Blade Bard at one point, but got bored. Just because bards aren't the same. I know I'm repeating myself again, but the bards just aren't the same in Baldur's Gate as they would be in actual pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons. Just because the bards in Baldur's Gate are very lackluster. They don't really do much. Obviously, seeing the video right now, I can't decide on what spell I want to take. I think I end up taking Burning Hands just because Burning Hands is useful only because obviously with trolls, but obviously I realise I have Chromatic Orb that deals with the trolls, but I take the Burning Hands anyway, just because there's a little bit of extra damage in case I need it if there's any enemies weak to fire. But I never realised Chromatic Orbs could actually finish off trolls. I always thought it was just fire, predominantly fire. Now you see I picked up a ring. This ring is the fire resistance ring. I think it's Batista's Rapport. I think it's what's called. Basically it's like 50% fire resistance. So now I can send Khalid in and then just hurl fireballs and not have to worry about him getting completely destroyed by fireballs. Only because obviously that fireball will end up probably doing about 10 damage, which is still actually quite a lot. But when I get the Gift of Peace and give it to Khalid, he's going to be taking like 4 or 5 damage from that fireball, while everything else is going to be taking like 30. So, it's a nice sort of thing to outweigh it, and then I've got Jaheira there to heal. So, it's not the worst idea that I came up with. It just means I don't have to worry too much about micromanagement, because that's one thing I'm genuinely not that good at. It's like if I'm playing Dota, I have to play very straightforward types of characters, because if I play I can't play Meepo, no way. I can't play characters that require micromanagement, at all. So like Visage, I can't do that. But so my favourite characters, I am a support player in Dota. I do play my favourite characters like Crystal Maiden. To be honest, Abaddon and Omni Knight are also my other favourite characters. But in recent years, Omni Knight's become less of a support and more of an offlaner. And Abaddon has become... Sorry, not Abaddon. Abaddon. That's how I say it. No, hang on. Is it Abaddon or Abaddon? No, it is Abaddon. I can't remember. But either way, he's become more of a carry as well, instead of a support. You can still play him as supports, they're just not as strong as they used to be. They're more strong for fighting. And Abaddon is incredible for fighting. His passives, he literally, if you get a Radiance on him as well, I don't know if that's the same build that you could do now, but you can literally just melt everything. And one of my favourite things to do as well is, like, most Abaddon players will wait until their health gets to that low point where, you know, where it automatically procs his ultimate. But I noticed one of my favourite moments was playing against an enemy Lina, and they got my health, you know, to about half-ish, and I could see her getting ready to ult. So I pre-activated my ultimate to use it as she ulted. And now the thing is, Abaddon's ult doesn't have any casting time. It's like literally you press the button, it activates straight away. Lina's got an animation that she has to go through to cast her Laguna Blade. So she then hits me with Laguna Blade. I then heal to max health, because I think I had like Aghanim Scepter. I was playing with an alchemist and he gave me an Aghanim Scepter, and I was like, brilliant, love it. But yeah, it's only because I got I was playing like Blade Mail, Radiance. So one of my favorite YouTubers, old YouTuber that I used to watch, is Jim Ben Doto. He did a lot of Dota stuff. He's now moved on to like Overwatch and stuff like that. But I follow a lot of his builds because they're just fun. I like Dota a lot, but I don't like taking it seriously all of the time. I like to mess around and play, like, have a bit of fun. But I'm the worst Dota player in the world. I am genuinely, like, I'm trash. I'm absolutely trash. I've always known that. That's why I like to mess around. But people take it way too seriously. I guess, to be fair, it's the same with you know, playing Call of Duty or whatever. But it reminds me of like the Xbox 360 era of people hating. It's quite funny, to be honest. Yeah, it just makes me laugh a little bit more. But I'd love to get good at Dota, like good. But to do that, I'm going to need someone to teach me, because I am trash. I'm absolutely rubbish. I reckon if I had an MMR, I'd be minus 4,000 MMR, if that's a thing. But I don't think there is MMR anymore. I think it's leagues. Like, you've got like Archon or whatever it is. I don't know what I'd be. I'd be the lowest one on there. Probably. I'd genuinely are probably worse than like a new player. I literally just run around as Crystal Maiden, just placing wards and stacking camps, and that's really about it. Just all I do. If I see an enemy, I just freezing grip him and then run away, because Crystal Maiden is very not fast. I think she is the slowest character in the game. I can't remember, but yeah, she's just god awfully slow. As you see, I've come to the Gnoll Stronghold. Gnoll Stronghold's important because obviously two things: Dynahair, got to pick up her for Minsk, and then the second thing is the Charisma Tome. I can't remember what my charisma is for this character. I don't know if it's 17 or if it's something else, but I'll pick up that, get the extra point, have, you know, a easier time for prices and all that sort of stuff. The reason I say it doesn't really, like, charisma isn't important in Baldur's Gate 2 is partly because of the ring that you can get, and obviously if you are playing with a party, you can give the ring to your lowest charisma character and have the best, like, have him go. It's like, so one of the funniest things is, like, role-playing wise, is Minsk. He doesn't have a very high charisma, but if I have this, like, weird thing in my head where I can, like, envision things, now I see Minsk, he acts the way he does, and suddenly puts the ring on, and then suddenly he's like, oh, well, I want to buy this robe of Vecna. I'll give you 2 gold for it. And then the shopkeeper's just looking at him all starry-eyed going, yes, have it for 2 gold. And then Minsk just takes the ring off again and he says, well, come on, boo, let's go. And the shopkeeper's just staring at him like, he's talking to a hamster. Who is this guy? It's like, just sort of thing like that. It's like you can make the most stupidest sounding or stupidest looking character become the most charismatic character in the world just because of one item. And it just makes me laugh, because if that was pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, you would, see it a lot more. Anyway, one of the things I'm actually excited to announce, I'm doing this towards the end of the video, just in case, if you're still watching. Hopefully you are. One of the things that I'm planning on doing is actually hopefully a multiplayer Baldur's Gate game. I will be playing with people, but that have never played Baldur's Gate before. I hope, if they want to play. So I will have to teach them a little bit, but it will be good fun, because it will be live commentary. All of this is pre-recorded. All of this is me doing commentary over it. Just helps me concentrate a little bit better. Helps me talk to you guys a bit more in depth. I hope it makes it a bit more interesting. But that commentary will be all live, so anything that happens will be then and there. Obviously, it's going to be quite a lot of fun, because the people I'm going to be playing with will not know how to play the game at all by any means. So it's going to be quite fun, just to see what happens, basically. Funny enough, I don't want one of them to play as a mage, because I know for a fact that if someone plays as a mage, they're going to get the fireball spell. If I'm playing as a character who runs in tanking and does all the fighting or whatever, I'm going to run in, and then they're going to cast the fireball thinking, oh yeah, that'll work, and then I'm going to get completely obliterated because fireball hits everything. So I'm tempted on playing as the mage, but because I'm playing as a sorcerer in this playthrough, I don't really want to play as a mage. I do, however, feel like it'd be cool to play as like a Kensai mage, but the dual class, so take Kensai up to like level 9, and then dual class them into a mage after that. But yeah, it's just be a bit more interesting to have people play, obviously teach people as they're going along, and it might be a bit more interesting for you guys as well, just to watch. So yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. Right, I believe we've come to the end of the video now. Obviously, if you are enjoying everything that you're watching so far, please like and subscribe. If you could do me the honour and go and check out the solo drow video, which will be on the end slide. I will put the playlist on there. And obviously this video will be coming out today. The next drow range video will be out tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will have a really nice day, and stay tuned for the next episode, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, cheers for watching, guys. Thank you so much again, and see you later. Bye.